Welcome to episode 22 of Translated's Adventure Around the World in the Ocean Globe Race. My name is Paul Cayard. I'm here in Newport, Rhode Island this week, and it's just amazing that Translated's even in leg 4. It's just a testimony to their will and grit to get the boat back on the starting line. They had very little rest in Punta del Este, and they're out there battling away now about 9 days into leg 4. You know, Translated won the first 2 legs and unfortunately had to withdraw from the third. So from a competitive standpoint, that's a tough blow. But as we saw with Cole Brower, who just recently finished a solo adventure around the world, sailing around the world is a human experience. It's about human drive, human determination, human courage. And that's what's fascinating to the public. It's a great story. It transcends the competition, and that's what we're seeing from our Translated team. So as usual, we'll take a look at the tracker and see how much progress they've made here in the first 8 days of the leg 4. And then I'll look at the router so we can preview the weather for the next week. I've started the tracker on March 6th, which was actually the day after leg 4 started in Punta del Este. The group was very tightly packed here just along the coast of Uruguay. And really, this so far, the first week of the sailing, or 10 days, has just been about battling light air along the coast. You see boats aimed in all different directions, basically tacking. They had headwinds, light headwinds along the coast, stemming from a high pressure system here in the South Atlantic. This is the 8th of March. 9th, 10th. It's been slow going. They've only really gone about 1,000 miles, and it's been 8 days. So I think that's 125 miles a day. That's very, very slow, averaging about 4 or 5 knots. And this is the present situation. Our team Translate is not doing great. They're back here about 50 miles behind Pendwick. The teams that have done better so far have gotten closer to shore. That's Maiden and Spirit of Helsinki. But even this boat here, Explorer, which I think went in port for a day and a half with a breakdown, is still with the pack. So I wouldn't say anything determinant has happened so far. And as we'll see on the router, the weather over the next week or so is pretty benign. And then they'll be getting up to the doldrums, which will be very tricky. So it's been a slow start, light, fickle winds, and nothing determinate has happened. My starting point for the router this week is Translated's position here on March 13th. And my destination is just up off Recife, about 1,000 miles to the north here, and the fleet's gone about 1,000 miles since the start. They're just kind of off Rio de Janeiro. It's been slow going, and looks like it's going to continue to be slow going. Maiden has done a great job thus far, but what we see here on Thursday the 14th, more light winds, just a lot of high pressure. So the good news is it's not rough, but it is slow going. Here's Friday the 15th. They're reaching on starboard. This will be a pretty good day. They'll make some miles on Friday. Saturday looks light again, going through a high pressure ridge. Sunday back into some better breezes. These are all easterly breezes, and they're heading due north. So the good news is it's easy sailing, but it's pretty slow going. And the other feature you see up here is the doldrums looming for them once they get up here to my waypoint just past Recife. So I have them getting up there on about the 20th of March. And as I said, it's slow going. It's very hot on board. Hopefully they have some fans. But it's not rough, it's not dangerous, so could be worse, as we say.
So that's a wrap on episode 22. As we can see from the router, it's pretty smooth sailing now that the winds have shifted around to the east. They have about a 90-degree true wind angle, which means they're reaching along. Sails are a little bit eased. They're not tacking anymore. So kind of easy miles, but it's getting warm, getting up towards the equator. So maybe it's a little uncomfortable down below. And it'll take them about another week to get up to Recife. And there they will confront the doldrums, which, as we know, is a very challenging moment. But again, super proud of the translated team. And I think we all know we can believe in our humans.